Amara, rest now. Chika will take over this house. A woman who can't carry family burden should not block the way. My mother-in-law said it like she was pricing tomatoes at Ogbete Market with groundnut skin stuck to her lips. My name is Amara Nwosu. I stood in the kitchen I paid for, beside the cracked blue gas cooker, feeling the enugu heat press my back through my thin wrapper. The stew smelled of burnt onions and fresh pepper. 6 years before that day, my salary had paid juniors' school fees at New Dawn Academy. I still remember the teller, damp from my sweaty palm, and my own worn black slippers flapping outside the bar. I bought the December rice too. 10 bags, tied with red rope, loaded into a dusty bus to Udi village. His sisters danced around the set, but nobody asked why I ate gari that night in my flat. When I married Emeka, he had one good shirt, 2 soft palms, and a smile that made Napa darkness feel like candlelight. We lived in a small one-room in a back park where our neighbor's generator coughed every night, and kerosene smoke entered through the net. He called me his crown. He said, once his spare parts business grew, I would rest. I believed him. I was working at a microfinance office then, wearing cheap heels from Kenyatta markets and carrying my lunch in a paint bucket plastic bowl. Every month, before my salary even smelled my account, somebody in his family had a need. First, it was his father's medicine. Then, his younger brother's AEC fee. Then, his sister Ngozi needed sewing machine money. Then, the village roof started leaking. Emeka would sit on our foam mattress, rubbing his head, saying, "Baby, just help me this one time. My people are watching me." So I helped. I sent 20,000, then 50, then 120. I paid with bank app at midnight, while rain beat our zinc roof, and my own mother in Nasuka sent me messages I could not answer because I had nothing left. At first, his family praised me. Mama called me a wife with golden hand. During Christmas, she tied lace wrapper around my waist and fed me hot bitter leaf soup with stockfish head. Papa blessed me with cola nuts. His uncles slapped Emeka's back and called him lucky, but praise can be a rope. By the 3rd year, nobody asked if I could afford it. They just sent account numbers. School fees came with crying voice notes. Hospital bills came with pictures of drip stands. December rice became law. If I delayed, Mama's voice would turn cold like water from a clay pot. "Amara, are you not part of this family?" I became the family engine. I paid rent when Emeka's shop failed after a bad container deal. I bought fuel for the small Tiger generator, even when I had to fan myself with old church flyers, because fuel finished before midnight. I paid for the village house painting, yellow paint, brown windows. My money made it shine in Christmas photos, but my name was never on the wall. Emeka changed slowly, like soup going sour. He stopped saying thank you. He started saying, "Send it now." He stopped touching my shoulder when I cried over my empty account. He started sleeping with his phone under his pillow, the screen lighting his face, blue in the dark. I noticed things. I noticed perfume on his shirt that was not mine, sharp like cheap body spray from a roadside table. I noticed new passwords. I noticed Mama stopped asking me when I was coming to village. Instead, she asked if my office had paid bonus. I noticed Emeka laughed outside on the balcony, then came in with a straight face when he saw me stirring beans. Still, I stayed. I told myself marriage was not more wrapped and ready. I told myself men had pressure. I told myself my day of rest would come. Then, my body refused the story. It began with tiredness that sleep couldn't fix. I would climb the office stairs and hear my heart beat like a mortar pounding yam. My fingers shook when I counted cash. One Friday, after standing in Mile 3 Market to price crayfish, black dots covered my eyes. I woke up on the floor with pepper smell in my nose and a woman pouring sachet water on my face. The doctor said stress, high blood pressure, and severe weakness. He tapped my file with his pen and asked who was taking care of me. I laughed because the fan above us was louder than any answer I had. Emeka came 2 hours later, smelling of dust and suya, angry that the hospital deposit was too high. For the first time in 6 years, I said no. I told Mama I could not send Junior's new term fees. I told Ngozi I could not buy another sewing machine motor. I told Emeka we had to pause the village water project. My voice was small, but it was mine. Silence entered the family WhatsApp group. Then whispers came. Mama said sickness had made me proud. Ngozi posted, some women show their true color when money reduces. Emeka stopped eating my food. He bought Akara outside and left the oily paper on the table, like proof of war. I started keeping records, not because I planned revenge then, but because pain needs witness. I saved receipts. I printed transfers at the cyber cafe near our junction, where the keyboard had missing letters and boys were playing betting games. I wrote dates in a black notebook. YAC, hospital, roofing, rice, rent, generator, shop loan, land deposit. Yes, land. That was the one thing I had done quietly. In the 4th year, when Emeka begged me to help buy 2 plots near 9th Mile for our future, I paid most of it. The agent, a small man with a red cap and cracked phone, asked whose name to put. Emeka was in Lagos that week, chasing another business dream. I looked at the dusty survey plan, heard Okada horns outside, and said, put my name first. Later, I added only my name on the final deed because Emeka never brought his own passport photo. I told nobody. After the hospital, Mama came to Enugu with 2 bags and a face like judgment. She brought dry fish, bitter cola, and complaints. She checked my kitchen shelves like an auditor. She asked why the rice drum was half empty. She asked why I was lying down at noon. She asked if I thought marriage was for lazy women. I was sitting on a plastic chair, feet swollen inside bathroom slippers, when a young woman entered behind her, carrying a pink handbag and a nylon of groundnut. She had fresh braids, gold earrings, and a soft yellow dress. She greeted Mama with both knees bent. Then she greeted Emeka with a smile too familiar for a visitor. This is Chika, Mama said. She is from a good home. She came to help us since you are weak. Help us. Not help me. Chika entered my kitchen before removing her sandals. She opened my pot. She touched my spice rack. She asked where I kept salt, as if she had been promised she would need it for a long time. Emeka looked at the floor. His toes scratched the tile I had paid a tiler to lay after our rent increase. I did not shout that day. I watched. Chika knew where the cups were. She knew Emeka did not like too much crayfish in okra. She knew Mama took tea without sugar. Knowledge is a receipt too. That night, while the generator rattled and mosquitoes sang near my ear, I checked Emeka's old phone. He had left charging. I had once known the password, his birth year and mine. He had changed many things, but not that. Messages opened like a wound. Mama had been planning it for months. Chika was her friend's niece. They said I was barren, though we had not even done proper tests because every hospital money went to his people. They said my body was failing. They said Emeka needed a woman who could continue the house. They discussed introduction lists, drinks, goat, lace. They discussed using the December village gathering to show Chika around. They discussed keeping me calm until my salary arrears entered. My hands went cold around the phone. Outside, someone was frying plantain, and the sweet oil smell made me want to vomit. The next morning, I dressed carefully. Blue blouse, black skirt, small earrings. I tied my hair back and put my black notebook inside my bag. Mama was in the parlor cracking groundnut. Chika was sweeping, her bangles making small proud sounds. Emeka sat with his legs open, holding tea like an ogre. I placed the notebook on the center table. The glass had a crack shaped like lightning. "What is this?" Emeka asked. "My 6 years," I said. Nobody moved. I opened it page by page. Junior school fees, 380,000 total. Papa's medicine, 510. Roof repairs, 600. December rice and transport every year. Rent, shop loan, generator, fuel, water project deposit. I placed printed bank alerts beside each line. The fan turned slowly above us, pushing hot air and silence around the room. Mama hissed. "So you are counting help? You gave family." I looked at her fingers, shiny with groundnut oil, and something inside me became still. "No, Mama, I am counting the price of being called useless." Emeka stood. "Amara, stop this drama." His voice shook, not with guilt, with fear, because men like him fear paper more than tears. I turned to Chika. She had stopped sweeping. Her yellow dress looked too bright in my dull parlor. "Did they tell you I was wicked?" I asked. "Did they tell you this cushion you are sitting on was bought after I walked home from work for 2 weeks? Did they tell you his village house paint came from my cooperative loan?" Chika's eyes moved to Mama, then Emeka. The broom lowered. Mama stood and adjusted her wrapper. "Whether you paid or not, a man's house is a man's house. If you cannot give us a child and cannot give us money, what are you doing here?" There it was, the line that ended everything. It did not come with thunder. It came with the smell of cold tea, ground nut shells on my rug, and NEPA taking light. The parlor fell into thick heat. Emeka did not defend me. He only wiped sweat from his upper lip and looked away. I picked up my notebook. I did not beg. I did not curse. I went to the bedroom and packed one Ghana must-go bag, 2 wrappers, my certificates, my office shoes, my mother's photo, the land documents from under the old bedsheet. When I came out, Mama said I would return by night because women always return when hunger starts. I walked past her. My slippers slapped the tiles. Outside, Enugu sun hit my face like truth. I entered a kike with my bag on my lap and did not look back when Emeka called my name once, soft and late. I stayed with my cousin Ify in New Haven. Her flat smelled of baby powder, fried yam, and peas. For 2 weeks I slept. I ate pepper soup. I blocked Mama, Ngozi, Papa, Junior, and every cousin who suddenly remembered my number. I did not block Emeka yet. I wanted to see what truth would do when money stopped moving. It did not take long. The first message was anger, then insult, then soft apology, then emergency. Junior was sent home from school. Papa's medicine finished. The village painter was demanding balance. The water project man said he would remove the pipes. Emeka's shop landlord locked the store because rent was late. Chika left after 3 weeks. I heard it from Ify's hairdresser, whose sister sold drinks near Mama's village. Chika's family discovered there was no flowing money, no grand business, no hidden comfort, only debt, pride, and a man trained to receive. She returned the yellow dress to her box and went home before August meeting. By September, Mama came to my office gate. I saw her from the window, standing beside the security post in dusty slippers, holding a black nylon bag like peace offering. The same woman who said I was blocking the way now wiped sweat with the edge of her faded wrapper. The generator behind our office roared, and the smell of diesel filled the air. I went down because I wanted my voice to be clear, not because I was weak. "My daughter," she began. I lifted my hand. "Please call me Amara." Her mouth opened and closed. She said Emeka was suffering. She said people were laughing. She said Junior was at home. She said Papa's legs were swelling. She said I should remember God. She did not say sorry until I turned to leave. "I am sorry," she rushed. "Come back. We made mistake." I looked at the ground. Red dust had settled on her toes. Once, those toes stepped over my pain inside my own kitchen. I felt sadness. Yes, but sadness is not a key to a prison you already left. "My lawyer will speak to Emeka," I said. The word lawyer changed her face faster than rain changes laundry. She asked lawyer for what? I told her for separation, for debt records, and for my peace. I told her not to come to my office again. Emeka came 2 nights later to Alfie's gate. He wore the same white shirt from our court wedding, now tight at the stomach and brown at the collar. He brought suya wrapped in newspaper, as if roasted meat could cover 6 years of bleeding. He said he was confused. He said Mama pushed him. He said Chika meant nothing. He said I was his crown again. I stood behind the gate. The metal was cool under my palm. "When your mother called me useless, you looked away," I said. He cried then. Quiet tears. I watched them fall. I had waited years for that water, but now it could not grow anything in me. "I paid because I loved you," I told him, "but you used my love like an ATM card. Now the card has expired." He pressed his forehead to the gate. Ife's neighbor's generator coughed. Somewhere nearby, beans was burning. Life kept smelling ordinary, while my marriage ended. The legal process was not quick, but it was clean. I sent copies of transfers. I kept my messages. I paid my lawyer in installments from my new promotion money. I moved into a small self-contained with cream walls, 1 mattress, 1 gas cylinder, and curtains I bought myself at Ogbeite. The first night there, NEPA took light, and I laughed in the dark because nobody asked me for fuel money. Karma did not come as fire from heaven. It came as unpaid fees, locked doors, returned bride list, and silence in a WhatsApp group that once ate from my hand. It came when Mama could no longer boast in the compound. It came when Emeka had to explain why the woman he called weak was the one holding receipts. I am not happy they suffered. I am happy I survived. There is a difference. Some mornings, I still smell burnt onions and remember Chika in my kitchen. Some Decembers, rice bags on the roadside still make my chest tight. But then, I look at my own pot on my own stove. I hear my own slippers on my own floor. I breathe. If you are listening to me, learn this. Love can help family, but love should not erase you. A wife is not a bank. A husband is not a charity project. And any home that only values your hand when it is given will drop that hand when it trembles. Last week, Emeka sent one more message. He said they wanted to sell the 9th Mile land to settle debts, and he asked me to sign quickly for old time's sake. I read it while eating roasted corn by my window with pepper stuck to my thumb, and I smiled because he still does not know the land is still in my name.